What the fuck? Oh my goodness. Chat, before we check out the Osu tablet, we must check out the vision. Happy24 has just compiled a document of all of my ramblings and then compiled it into a document. And he also included visuals that look really fucking cool. We must go over this together in like 10 minutes. Okay, guys, listen, there's something huge that we have to talk about, chat. So, I have obviously been rambling about the vision for a very long time. But the reality is, everything about the vision is just ideas, all right? Things that I feel like would be cool if it was in the game, okay? If I actually want the vision to be a reality, I need to compile my thoughts. But obviously, I compiled some of them. They're in like notes and like flashcards and index cards and sticky notes and Google Docs and Obsidian sheets and Apple Notes, like spread across everywhere. It's just the most exciting thing that comes to my head is the thing that I spew out of my mouth, right? Well, it turns out that there have been some people, some individuals who are here in this chat who were actually listening. Not only have they been listening, but they've taken the initiative to compile it all together. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking at today. The vision. Osu ranked. Now keep in mind, this is someone's interpretation of my ramblings, okay? So like, we'll see based off of someone else's interpretation of my ramblings, is this something cool? We'll see, all right? Could this actually be the vision? Who knows? We'll see, all right? The vision, Osu ranked. A ranked matchmaking system for Osu standard. Documented by Happy24/VV. Main concept and idea by BTMC. Let's take a look. There's a table of contents. Wait, how many pages is this? 18 pages. This thing is 18 pages. Let's see. There's the idea, the gameplay loop, gameplay example, ranks in ELO, ELO rating, ranks, skill ratings, balancing the ELO rating, the user experience flow, user story, a user who wants to play an Osu ranked match, user story, a user who wants to spectate a top level Osu ranked match, and then the user story of a user wanting to practice while waiting in their queue. Wait, this is from the trailer, except written as user stories. Monetization. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. What have I yapped about monetization? Issues, and then credits, and then document version control. Wow. Let's get in. The idea. Remember, chat, okay? This is just VV's interpretation of my yappings, okay? This is not actually what's in my head. Let's see what it is. Osu Ranked is the new system to decide who is the best of the best throughout the year. Using a limited, selected pool of beat maps, players will go head-to-head in an officially selected Osu Laser mode, selectable from the main menu under the multi button. This system does not use performance points and instead focuses on the raw skill of a player across different play styles. Some of the play styles included might be aim, stamina, rhythm control, or speed. With this system, players are encouraged to try new playstyles, since all are included at different skill levels of play. Since all maps are handpicked by a small group of people who are knowledgeable about the game, everyone will have a map that is just right for them. All right, do I agree with this paragraph? Mostly. I think the big thing that I'm nitpicking about is the use of the term playstyle. When I think of an Osu playstyle, I think mouse, tablet, mouse, keyboard, or fucking hell, tablet, keyboard, mouse only, things like that. I would call these like areas of skill. These are testing areas of skill, all right? Aim probably wouldn't be an area of skill. That would be more of like an encompassing thing, because the areas of skill would be more like flow aim, aim control, snap aim with stuff below like 90 degrees. Something like that, all right? Aim consistency. I don't know, all right? It would just test various areas of skills. That would be cool. A skill set. Thank you, all right? But yes, that would be, yeah. In this document, we will go over the main features of the OSU ranked system, as well as addressing possible issues with this concept. This document is in no way final and can be improved on, which is why version number is always located in the title of the Google document page. The end goal of this document is to have a fully fleshed out system ready for implementation in OSU Laser. Do note that because of the ongoing development of OSU Laser, we'll probably not see this back in at least 1 or 2 years, unless we have enough people together to build this ourselves and get the system approved by Peppy. So, do I agree with this statement? Sort of. The end goal is to get it in the game officially. However, I want full control of this system. As a result, the only parts that I'm giving to OSU Laser are just the core product, which is the matchmaking system. I want control over everything else, if that makes any sense, right? As a result, I think it's best if we build it first using whatever would be best to do so, whether that's Mika Osu, whether that's forking Osu Laser, whether that's some shitty rehash with a bunch of different bots or some shit with Osu Stable, kind of like Elite Botics. I don't know what it's going to be. I want to get a minimum viable product out first, because the ELO system is just one layer. It's the interaction of this ELO system with everything else that makes it interesting. Because ELO systems have come and go multiple times, right? But how it interacts with everything else, it's with how new maps are released, the hype around that. Music videos, what's it called? The leaderboards, seasonal interesting things that might happen. Finding ways to challenge people, maybe a skill of the season or something, where this specific skill set is boosted up, where you're more likely to play on maps around the skill set. I don't know what it's going to be. But it's everything together that kind of makes it work. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, do you want to join the vision? Tell us your ideas here. All contributors will be credited at the far bottom of the page. And there is a legitimate forum. Do you have any feedback on the vision? Please let us know. If you have any cool features to add to the vision, we'll consider putting in the document. Fill this form as many times as you like. Do note that your Discord tag will be needed, as well as credit and possible questions we might have. Thanks for being interested in OSU Ranked. Damn. Very cool. Please keep in mind none of this is final and sentences might be wordy. Important details are still missing in this document and still in development. These are my, Vivi's thoughts mixed in with the vision from BTMC. Feel free to leave feedback, though flaming is just mean and will make me cry. You can flame me. Don't flame Vivi, aka Happy 24. We are now on page 4, the gameplay loop. Yo! They have illustrations. Players will go head-to-head in a tournament-style matchmaking system. The main concept is that the first player that wins 5 beat maps wins. And the other player is sadly the loser of the match. That's not sad, dude. Listen, if you lose a match, you just got outplayed. There's nothing to be sad about, okay? It's only inspiration, knowing that one day you will get strong enough to whoop his ass, okay? That's it. There is no sadness in an ELO-based system. It is only glory and the lack thereof. Each match will consist of 18 maps carefully chosen by an algorithm that checks the general skill level of both players across all playstyles. The maps will be chosen from a pool that consists of 175 maps, 20 maps per playstyle, and 15 tiebreakers. Every playstyle has at least one map in the pool every playstyle has at least one map in the pool. This can be an easier map depending on both players' skill levels in certain playstyles. The maps are shown as cards, which will be put in the deck. Each round, a player can choose one of 3 things. 1, pick a card. Once a card has been picked, both players must download the map and ready up to start playing. 2, look at the top 3 cards in the deck. A player may look at the top 3 cards in the deck twice per match. This allows the player to prepare for upcoming maps or use a third or use their third and final move. 3, destroy a card. A player may destroy the card sitting at top once per match, thus deciding to not play this map during the match. This simulates the banning feature a lot of tournaments offer, but at a more interesting level as the maps are randomly picked throughout the match. This is evolution on top of like my card-based analogy for this. So the cards that I was talking about in like the trailer for the vision was just a way of presenting a map in a small consumable format while also being able to be turned into merch later. All right. This kind of leans into that like card, almost like TCG mechanic, where there's a legitimate deck. There's mechanics of interacting with the deck, but the core gameplay is still playing the maps, which is Osu, right? I would have to think about this, but I'm not against this idea. What I feel like should be more emphasized is that my vision is based around how other rhythm games currently operate. Specifically, their high-end games. So when you think about other official rhythm games, there's a cabinet, okay? A cabinet with a specific select amount of songs that the cabinet releases with. Maybe there's DLC, or maybe there's an event where, oh my god, we have this new artist. If you're signed in, you can pay this amount of money and you get all of their beat maps or some shit like that, right? But either way, the core concept is that there's a limited number of beat maps that almost never changes. And the best players are the players who have already, over the courses of many, many years, have basically mastered every single beat map. They have some of the best scores on every single map or chart or whatever you want to call it inside of that arcade cabinet, right? So the tournaments of those arcade cabinets are the entire listing of songs. And that's not a problem because both players competing in that tournament are expected to have already played, to have already been aware of, and are likely going to perform extremely well on every single song. It's just the minute differences. A single 100, a single miss could be the difference. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, I don't think there will ever, like, I don't want people to sight read inside of the match. We need to find some sort of system that ensures that every single player, before going into a match, is familiar with the maps. I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe that's completely trash and we'll just say, like, if you haven't played these maps, get fucked, you have a disadvantage. I don't know. But ideally, at the highest level, we're not looking at who's going to perform and who's going to tragically miss. We're looking at two players who are already, like, expected to get full combos. It is going to be the difference of literally a single 100 or some shit like that, right? That's what I'm hoping to expect, because that's what you see in these tournaments, okay? You see in these tournaments, unless it's like a huge like skill like difference where someone's obviously better in speed and this person's obviously more skilled in, I don't know, complex rhythms or something like that. Like the accuracy is so close and the scores are so close, it's literally the difference of just a couple 100s. So, who knows? That sounds boring to have every match come down to a couple 100s. This is, like, obviously combo is getting completely gutted, all right? If you want a match to be completely accurate, we will be judging instead based off of where someone misses, what objects they missed on. That's going to be tough. Footnote on that. We need to figure that out. Anyways, let's continue. On the right side of the screen is a card visible from the map Raise My Sword, which in this case must be played with Hard Rock. It has been given the tag of Flow 1 to indicate what type of map it is. In the vision, there are no mods. All mods are dead. It is all no mod. This is a personal thing, all right? I hate mods, okay? No mod supremacy. Even Hard Rock, gone, okay? No mods, okay? Circle size is standardized completely, all right? New mechanics are introduced that'll incentivize players to aim as close to the center as possible. Maybe you get a boost in score the closer you aim to the center. Maybe your score falls off extremely hard if it's farther away. But I don't think circle size should be a variable. I think if so, like, it adds another layer of something that someone needs to be aware of in order to judge how difficult the map is. I just want the player who is spectating to just think about how difficult the map is, the complexity of the map, not having to think about the approach rate or the circle size. Okay. Once a player has reached 5 points, they win the match and their elo shall be tallied. If a score turns out to be 4-4 at the end of the match, a random tiebreaker map shall be played. This I also disagree with, okay? Specifically on the sense of if it's 4-4, a random tiebreaker shall be played. I remember hearing there's a tournament, was it KAC or something? I don't know. But basically the maps are picked and the winner is the person who accumulates the most amount of score total across all those beat maps. I forgot. I think Osu also introduced a tournament on Laser that kind of had that similar idea. I forgot what it was. Laser Grand Showdown or some shit, right? But the idea is that a tiebreaker will always be played. Because one of the big criticisms that I have currently is that what's the point of spending $3,000 commissioning a custom song plus additional, like, I don't know, however much mappers get paid, let's say $500 for a map to be made, plus all the extra labor, I don't even know if it's paid or not, for custom hit sounds and a storyboard for it not to be fucking played in the tournament! Are you fucking kidding me? Tiebreakers are the most hype thing ever. I want them to be played. There is always a tiebreaker, okay? It will always be played. And I feel like the best structure for that I can think of right now is that let's go on with the thing with let's say 5 maps are being played, okay? Map 1 is played, scores, boom. All right, you got player A got that score, player B gets that score. Second map is played, okay? Player A got that score, player B got that score. Those scores now tallied together. They're tallied together. Is player A in the lead or is player B in the lead? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? That's what I currently have so far. We'll see. Let us continue. The gameplay example. A player enters matchmaking and is matched against their opponent. A small sequence will be played out where both of the players see each other's stats across all playstyles. They can see that they are both not very good at reading, but both are very good at playing flow maps. From the entire map pool in rotation, 18 maps are picked out and shown in the form of cards. The deck is visibly shuffled and put on in the bottom of the screen. Randomly, it is decided who of the 2 players may first begin their turn. Player 1 chooses to look at the top 3 cards and is not happy with the third map that will be picked. They choose to then pick a card and play a map against their opponent. After the map, player 2 chooses to look at the top 3 cards. They then opt to destroy the first card and then play the map after. The map player 1 did not want to play. This gameplay loop will commence until a score is tallied 4-4. The deck is discarded and one of the 15 tiebreakers is selected through random selection. The players play that map. Player 1 comes out as the champion. Both players type GG in chat, leave the lobby, and enter matchmaking once more. Noted, it is not possible to match against the same player again right after you've already played against that player. I'm not sure if that's necessary. I do like the idea of dueling players and having your elo on the line. But I also understand that might set up the scenario for like win trading and losing and shit like that. Which that puts extra strain on the moderation team. Fuck me, dude. High definition Osu beat map card. So this will obviously be much more simplified, okay? It has to be simplified a lot more. We obviously want the background to be a lot more pronounced, especially if we're going to be spending so much fucking money on commissioning artists. I want their art to be seen. A lot of this shit, it doesn't need to be here. Circle count, slider count. I don't think anyone actually gives a shit about this. The main stats are like BPM, and if it varies. I think another interesting standpoint is the strain graph. We'll probably have a different version of strain as I want to show what are the most difficult sections in the game. I'm not sure if strain is like the most accurate look of that, but I like it allowing people to see in a very quick glance how long the map is and where they can expect the most difficult sections to be. That's it, right? Obviously the artist and the title needs to be there. Maybe the mapper is going to be more complicated because there's going to be multiple map sets. Okay, well, map sets will still exist. There are going to be multiple difficulties. Either way, this has to be much more simplified in order for it to be clean enough where someone wants to be like, yeah, I got raised my sword. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? Do it based on common combo break points. Well, ideally, if we can figure out like where are the most difficult sections in the map, then we'll be able to illustrate that. Where like if someone misses on the most difficult part of the map, that affects their score a lot. If they miss on the easy part of the map, that doesn't affect their score as much or something like that. This mechanic of like going back and forth and having some sort of strategy in the picking and banning, I think is interesting. Would love to explore that more. Ranks in Elo, page 6. Elo is something that we've seen in many different games that have competition. You could argue that Osu already has an Elo system with performance points. This, however, is not fully the case. Osu's PP system works for capturing a moment in time, the moment you are at your best. The PP system is constantly evolving, seeing many different meta playstyles throughout the years. It is constantly a race and challenge to see who is the best at a certain skill set. Osu ranked is different in this case. It looks at all different skill sets with different calculations. Based on this, you may get a rank and ELO rating. But how does the ELO rating actually work? And how will we make sure players who have a lot of experience will not be hard stuck in lower ranked lobbies? Great question. When you first come into Osu Rank, you'll be asked to play 5 total maps. Everyone starts with the same carefully chosen map, which will be around mid-level for the entire player base. What map this might be rotates, and will be more explained during the beat map pool section of the document. Based on your performance on the first map, an algorithm will decide what map you play next. This will go on until all 5 maps have been played. You can take breaks during the 5 maps, leave Osu, do something else, or you may play them all in one go. The moment you complete all maps, you will receive an ELO rating, depending on your performance. During matches, you'll be going against players with a similar ELO rating, but skill sets are taken into account as well. If the one skill that is taking you down might be reading, for example, you have a lower chance of getting a match against someone who is extremely good at reading. This does not mean that you can still infinitely climb without playing any reading-based maps. Your ELO is divided across all skill sets, and from this, an average ELO is decided. This means that if you do not perform well at reading maps, your ELO might be bottlenecked because of that. After a match, you will gain or lose ELO, depending on how you played. When you win, you might get a small bonus multiplier on your different skill set ratings. Though when you lose, you might still be able to gain from some rating for some skill sets depending on how well you perform during the match. More often, however, you will lose at least some ELO after losing a match. ELO is tied to your rank, something that will be displayed on your profile and the cool icon you can flex with to all your friends. There are different types of ranks explained right here. Oh, they even illustrated some. No way! Based on how fast your ELO rises, you might come across different types of ranks, divided into different tiers. Each rank has a total of 3 stages, which players will progress throughout when they are increasing in ELO. Say our player is Platinum 2. Because of the unknown player count and matchmaking hell, players might come across opponents ranging from Gold 3 towards Diamond 1. This window might have a significant decrease the more players are put into queue. There will be a total of 7 ranks. From best to worst is Osu Rhythm Champion, then Master, Diamond, Plat, Gold, Silver, Bronze. Work in progress, naming is hard. True. I was still thinking on like the League of Legends system, but maybe that's too complicated. I don't know. Each rank will have 600 ELO points, meaning that our Platinum 2 player would have an ELO somewhere between 2,000 and 2,200. Only the best of the best are able to reach the Osu Rhythm Champion rank, reaching an ELO of 3,600 and beyond. Maximum amount of ELO you'll be able to gain from your first 5 maps will be 2,800, sitting at Diamond 3. This means you will have to climb at least a little bit towards being an Osu Rhythm Champion. I still disagree with the Osu Rhythm Champion name. I think that's kind of cringe. I feel like to get that title, you gotta do more than just playing this. Skill ratings. Each skill set is in Osu ranked is weighed differently and has different formulas to determine how good a score on the map is. This includes complex algorithms covering different patterns, approach rates, finger control, rhythm, cursor accuracy, etc. The different skill sets are as followed, subject to change. Aim, speed, stamina, flow, technicality, finger control, reading, and consistency. All of these skill sets have their own rating, and from this, your ELO is decided. From the image below, we can see that we are dealing with a player who is really good at reading, flow, and aim, but because of their speed and finger control, they are only Gold 3. If they were to work on finger control and speed, they could climb ranks much faster. Well, okay, we'll still have to figure out what the skill sets are specifically, because it's very obvious that like these tie into each other. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have finger control unless you have like a certain amount of stamina, right? You can't have consistency unless your aim is good enough. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's complicated. But in terms of like representing the skills, I think this could be one way to do it. Another way could be like a bar graph or some shit. I don't know. I just know that other rhythm games have like graphs like this, and I feel like from a player who doesn't really know what they're looking at, it just seems so arbitrary. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Who knows? Okay. Balancing ELO rating. Players should be rewarded or punished based on scores they set within a match. That's why the formulas needed for calculating rating should be highly accurate. A formula that might come from this is as followed. Fuck me. I don't know anything about math. Delta S sub I is equal to K times, in parentheses, R sub I minus E sub I, where delta S sub I is the ELO rating. In this case, of this formula, I is a substitute for different types of skill sets. Oh, so for each skill set, there is an ELO rating. I determines the skill set. R is your raw performance skill from 0 to 1, from worst to best. Expected performance based on current skill rating and opponent difficulty. And then the growth factor, higher for lower ranks and lower for higher ranks. To prevent inflation and reward actual improvement, we calculate the expected performance as followed. Whereas opponent's average, the average skill rating of the opponent to the opponent's elo rating. Okay, the technicalities of this I think is really cool, but unfortunately, I'm not very math. Yes. What I can say is that if you tell me what you feel like is the best thing, I'll play it, and if it feels like shit, I'll complain to you. I will complain to you. Except this time, my complaints actually mean something. It'll do something. And that's going to feel awesome. And then the people who actually know how the ELO system actually works, they can be like, wow, BTMC's complaining about this. He's a fucking idiot. But I'm going to make the change anyway, so he understands that his change is shit. And then the change is implemented, and I realize, fuck me. I don't know what the hell I just did, but now the game is even worse. And then we roll it back, and then we listen to the people smarter than me. Who knows? When players on a win streak or has great consistency, we should reward high performance. Player could obtain streak multiplier when outperforming their expected rating 3 times in a row. Maximum for this should be at 10 wins to make sure inflation does not happen. I do agree that if you're steamrolling, there should be an incentive for that, which also punish the player for underperforming, scaling with severity. The values mean the same as above, but are counted negatively. Repeated underperformance applies a momentum penalty, reducing gains for future matches. Gains across ELO could look something like this graph. Oh, there's code for this graph too. What the hell? Listen, as long as if I win, number goes up, and if I lose, number goes down, that's all that really matters. However, the one thing that will be interesting is that, like, I also want closer matches. If matches are extremely, extremely close, ideally the difference of your ELO will also be subject to that change. If it's a really close match and someone wins, they should only bump up a little bit, and the person who lost should only bump down a little bit. But if it's a fucking steamroll wipe, bye-bye, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, maybe that's a stupid system, all right? I think that sounds cool. In actuality, maybe that's shit. Why punish someone for having a bad day that harshly? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Who knows? A graph for a user's ELO with the skill sets fluctuating around it could look as follows. Skill fluctuations and rising overall ELO from silver to gold. Rating, skill, and ELO matches played. So after 25 matches, it is expected for your ELO across these different things to be a certain area to average out to that rank. I lost the code. Oopsie. The Vision OSU ranked user experience flow. The user experience or UX flow can be best explained through giving examples of different players using the OSU ranked system, also known as user stories. User story. A user wants to play an OSU ranked match. User could start the match by going to the multi-section. In the multi-section, between playlists and daily challenge, a ranked button has appeared. Multi, there's playlists, and then there's ranked. Yes, chat. That is the vision. That is the fucking vision, dude. Why play solo when you can play ranked? Yes. Yo! Once a player clicks the button, a new button will open, being a new interface showing ongoing matches with live progressions of the players battling it out. The user in question would like to join the match, so they click the big Q button in the bottom left of the screen. It's BTMC versus White Cat. No way! It shows all of your stats. It shows ongoing matches and a big-ass button to go in. Ed is losing. Huh? No, I'm winning. I'm up 4-3. Oh, wait, no, but White Cat is winning right now. Oh, shit, it shows the score. It shows the background that we're playing on. It shows our fucking rank. There's a spectate button. Yo, dude, this looks so sick. Oh, my God, there's even like a community, like, there's like a general chat. OMG, BMC is playing against White Cat? What? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Chat, imagine, you're just chilling. Like, you don't even want to play the game, but you just want to chill, see what people at the top are doing. You enter the ranked screen, okay, the lobby, the ranked lobby, and you just see, what the fuck? Emrek is facing against Malashevsky. What the fuck? And then you spectate that. You don't even have to play, bro. You just want to watch the best. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Dude, that would be so sick. But yes, this is similar to what I envisioned in the trailer, except instead of this card being here, it would all be matches, and there's a giant fucking button at the top, similar to like Tetrio. Fuck. Tetrio. Multiplayer, ranked, boom. Now that I think about it, I think I think Vivi's version looks better. I think this one looks better. Fuck my idea. Couldn't the Q button be in the bottom right, like when you play a map in solo? It could, but I'm concerned because most players are accustomed to having their face cam in the bottom right, so I feel like having the enter Q button in the bottom right would obscure that. So ideally would not like that. Listen, it's important for people to take into account where a streamer or content creator's face cam should be when they're playing the game. Okay? That is important. Okay? That is important. Okay, but why that matters? It matters to me because it's the vision. Okay? It is the vision. All right, we're on page 13. Once the user has queued in the match, a timer starts running, letting the user know how long they've been in queue for with an estimated time remaining above it. The menu will overlay on everything the user will now do in the client and can be hidden within the notification menu to not feel as distracting. Once the user has found the match, a reveal will be held showing both users that will go head-to-head with their ELO rating for every skill set shown in a nice diagram. After the match has finished, a screen will be shown how much ELO rating for each skill set the user went up or down. They can choose to queue again or go back to the main ranked menu. User story. A user wants to spectate a top-level OSU ranked match. On the main menu screen, each match has a dedicated spectate button. Once clicked, the user will sync with both clients like the existing tournament client already does and spectate both players playing the current map. If the players are not playing a map, the user sees a standby screen. In the standby screen, the user sees the progression of the match as well as the pool and any of the maps picked so far. If the user is queuing for a match while watching some gameplay, they can opt not to accept the match and put it on hold instead. The other user will be notified why the match is on hold and choose to spectate with or choose to go back in queue and play against a different opponent. It is important that the name of the opponent stay hidden until they are ultimately in the match. This way, it will not be possible to tell who you are going up against for the higher ranked players. Yes! 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 It's beautiful, dude. User story. A user wants to practice while waiting in their OSU ranked queue. Once a user has entered the match, they may go back to song select and practice maps as they wish. Small notification will pop up in the top right once their match is ready. They can click the notification to instantly go into the match, and the opponent will be notified that the user is still in the map, showing how much time is left. Once the user gets the notification, they may not choose to retry or pause, as this would cause stalling. Yes, I agree. I do want to make sure that if someone is in a map and they get in the queue, unless they're playing like a fucking 15-minute long beat map or some shit, all right? The user is allowed to finish the map that they're playing. They're given the option to finish the map that they're playing. Would be more respectful if you exit out of the run, but they are given the ability to continue that map, and the other person will just wait. It's all good. No worries. Also, chat, Happy 24's name is also Vivian. But I'm trying to differentiate it by saying VV. That's it. Do we get punishment for dodging? Is there seasons that resets all ELOs? Maybe. We'll see. I think having a punishment for dodging is, valid. So you don't just queue and then just, leave. And then the other person is like, oh, my God, I got a queue. And then they left. That's kind of annoying. Definitely want some incentives to not dodge. As for seasons, we'll have to think about it. I do like the idea of seasons, because they'll allow us to queue up content with other artists. Be like, all right, we're signing X amount of artists. We're opening up signups for season 2 ranked ELO while it's ranked 1. We already have the map pool already finalized. Okay, season 2 ranked ELO. We open up artists to apply, and then we select a specific amount of artists to commission music, get the map made, and then once we have the maps, there's a fucking in-house difficulty adjustment pool system who will retire certain maps from season 1 in favor of season 2 maps being played. And then we have some way to promote season 2 maps to get played by having them much more likely to be in the pool until people are more familiar with it or some shit. I don't know. We'll figure it out. How do new mappers do anything? That's the thing. If you're a new mapper, you won't be mapping for the vision. You must get in by proving that you are a good mapper, incredible mapper, a mapper who wants to make players suffer. Okay, maybe not exactly that, but a mapper who maps for the music and not for the player. That's it. Okay? The vision is that mappers' whole entire purpose is to represent the song. That's it. Okay? represent the song. If it's a challenging beat map, it's the player's responsibility to overcome that challenge. Never, never allow the mapper to cave to the wills of the player. It is the responsibility of the player to accept the challenge of the mappers and overcome. And those who manage to do it, they rise to the top. But anyways, high definition rank matches UI. The fucking vision. Oh my goodness. So does every rank have their own maps, or? That's a great question. I have no idea how to figure that out. I was thinking something with like, you have your two players with how their current skills in different maps, and then like it averages them together, and then the game will try to find a pool of beat maps that are best accompanied, because we don't want steamrolls or them to like get steamrolled on certain maps, but we also want players to be challenged in areas that they are not good at in hopes that they will improve if they perform. So it's like, it's complicated. I have no idea. We'll figure it out. Who made the doc? Was it Ed? No. This was made by Happy24, aka VV. Okay. Ooh, monetization. Osu trading card game. It's hard to monetize something. I'm also doing this for free because I love Osu. If you have any ideas, please fill in the form. If we can find a way that people are actually willing to spend money, not as a donation, but as an actual service that people are willing to pay for, I hate to say it, but it probably will likely involve some kind of like loot box or some shit. I hate microtransactions, but like, listen, if we can find some like, get a custom card border for this map when it gets selected. I don't fucking know, dude. Listen. Chat, people criticize gambling, but listen, dude, okay? I kind of like it. Listen, bro. Hey. When the 5-star hits in Genshin, I feel something, chat. Listen, when I was playing Overwatch and the gold hits and I get that Zarya skin, listen, man. But of course, we also want people to get stuff for free. Just play the game. That's it. Peppy will never add it. True. Peppy might not ever add it, which makes this much more complicated. Maybe you only see those cards on the Roundtable website or the Vision website. Oh, I forgot to mention, this will only exist under the Roundtable. It needs to be monetized so that we make money, so that we can commission artists and all this other shit and make events. But we'll see. We'll see. Peppy might reject the system entirely. That's true. We'll have to figure that out. If push comes to shove, maybe we can't do it with Osu. But the entire point is that we need to find a way to monetize this in a way that allows us to make enough money to foster this new economy of this new market of commissioning music, getting mappers the bag, giving content to content creators, all this other stuff. We are creating a market here. It's going to be hard. It is going to be hard. Use mod laser. That would work because laser is open source. That way you can do whatever you want. That is an option, but understand that the best, most ideal path is, if we want the most amount of players, which I want the most amount of players, I want to work with Osu. I want to. And if Peppy has that as like a hardline shit of no gambling, I have to make that decision of like, is that worth it? Will I be able to create some sort of monetization pipeline that doesn't involve those things? Or will it be literally impossible and I have to do it as a lone wolf? Who knows? Who knows? But anyways, we'll figure this out. Hopefully. Fuck! Issues. Popularity. We cannot say for certain how many users will be interested in Osu ranked. If the eventual player base of Osu rank will be extremely low number, matchmaking will take longer. This ultimately can cause the matchmaking system not be as appealing. Being a person who has influence on the system, if I stream it, it will have players. I know that for a fact. So even if I have to put this on my fucking back and stream this every single fucking day, I think I could do that because I think this would be fun as shit. All right. And hopefully other people will also see it fun as shit. And then like people will continue playing when I'm not streaming it. And then like, you know, as a person who's engaging in my own system, I will feel the same issues as everyone else. And I can get those issues solved by having that communicate to the right people and figure out updates of what's the progress of shit like that. The transparency and yeah. But anyways, How can we solve this? If Osu Ranked is officially supported through the official site in the game, having ranks be displayed on your profile will have more appeal to players. The support from the game itself towards the idea must be good. If Osu Ranked does not get good support from the game even at the start, it'll be a lost cause from the very beginning. That's the risk we're taking. Just like I held a risk for 50 grand for the round table. Didn't work out too well. But I think 50 grand into this would be pretty cool. Even if it dies, we still have the code, you know what I'm saying? We'll have another bot that people could use, maybe. OsuCasino.com, maybe it could happen. Hey, maybe subsidiary, all right? Not the round table, but the roundlet. Yeah, the roundlet. Oh, yo. Part of me actually does like want to incorporate some sort of aspect where like we're not begging the player to play. The player has to pay to play. Like an actual arcade. Like you go to the arcade to put in coins to play a game. I don't think that'll actually work, but if that could work, I think that would be the most appealing, where people play solos. Maybe they play solo. If you play maps that are in the rank category in the Vision map pool, you get coins. You can buy more coins with money, and then you use those coins to play in the rank system. Who knows? Osu coins being real. Who would have thought? Pepe would never allow for microtransactions like that. Listen, we'll come up with a bunch of different ideas. We'll throw shit at the wall, see what Pepe likes or dislikes. Okay? There are obvious, like, in the past, he's been against XYZ. But listen, if there's demand for it, if the community's okay with it, and if Pepe doesn't give a shit, we'll figure it out. I say we save that conversation with Pepe. That's it. Instead of trying to shoot it down and act like, oh my God, this is dead on arrival, and then never bring the conversation up again. I'll talk it through. Okay, confusion for new players. Since the PP exists, having a separate ranked on your profile might be confusing for newer players. PP system provides a global rank and the number of total ELO in a way. We've never gone over why OSU ranked and the PP system are vastly different. OSU ranked is a user's average. PP is a snapshot of users' best scores. This will not be clear for new players, however. That's true. I have no idea how this will be managed. How can we solve this? Make sure OSU ranked has a certain goal that you must achieve first before stepping into the league. This could be amount of PP the user gets, the medal for a 5-star pass, a certain amount of rank score, etc. This will through this, we restrict what rank the player must focus on. We will skill push themselves through the PP system from the start. Only once requirements are met can the user queue up for an OSU ranked match. I like this. I don't think this ranked category system, I don't think the target audience for the Vision, unfortunately, are people who are new to the game. Because people who are new to the game are still learning the core mechanics. They're playing 1 to 2-star maps. And I'm not commissioning a fucking $3,000 song to have a 2-star map be made about it. At least I'm not paying for that to be made, you know? If you're engaging the system, my target audience is a person who is familiar enough with the game where they are playing maps that are challenging enough, that the mapper has enough flexibility to make something interesting, you know? So that would probably be minimum 4 stars, you know, 4 stars. Because listen, the star rating system is obviously going to get changed up. We'll be judging maps differently because there are tech maps that are 6 stars that should be 7 or 8 stars, quote unquote. But you get it. Like, I think we can work hand in hand. If you get a certain amount of PP where that PP is representative, that you are able to play 4-star maps and higher, all of a sudden you unlocked OSU ranked. Congratulations. Repetition in maps. Maps can be quite repetitive. The pool is small. Once a user has played a lot of the same maps, they will memorize patterns. And for example, the reading skill won't make sense much anymore. Reading is part of the reason why I currently do not value, or I do not have it represented as a skill set. I don't know how to represent reading. That's why I prefer to have approach rate and circle size standardized and approach rate adjustable by the player. There'll be a suggested approach rate by the mapper, but it's up to the player to decide what the approach rate actually is. Maybe they set a certain note density. Maybe the approach rate varies over time to the player's note density preference. Who knows? How can we solve this? This is why the pool needs to be in rotation every 1 to 3 months, which could be seen as seasons. Seasons could also reset the player's rank. This way, players who haven't played for longer amounts of time will appear as unranked or on the OSU web, and in-game, their peak will still display. I think 1 to 3 months is a bit fast because logistically speaking, we're going to need like an insane pipeline of artists. I do see this will be another advantage of having it officially in the game. If we can tap in to OSU's system of featured artists, so that the roundtable doesn't have to commission all this music. We already have all these music that is already commissioned and licensed, and then we tap into that. That would be sick, all right? But I'm thinking maybe 6 months as the fastest, ideally once a year. The 2025 season, you know what I'm saying? Bi-yearly max. I don't want to do quarterly. Quarterly, well, we might do quarterly if we can do it, but I feel like that would be too much going on at once. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that works in like Counter-Strike or League of Legends or something like that for there to be quarterly seasons. Because like I feel like they have a player base who engages enough. But like I want people to get invested. You know what I'm saying? I don't want someone to come in at the end of the season and be like, oh, fuck, there's no point in playing. Or something like that, right? But anyways, just play tournaments. Tournaments are already a way to show your true skill and are rewarded with badges on your profile. I mean, that's fine. How can we solve this? Tournaments are a time-consuming event where players go head-to-head on the scheduling basis. Also, ranked is not schedule-based. You can hop in a match at any time and get matched against opponents. Next to this, tournaments have limited pool structure, requires a lot of moderation, have no actual limits on what types of B maps are chosen. OC ranked forces every single skill set upon a player at some point, thus being as, if not higher in accuracy, to determine a player's skill level. That's what I'm saying, dude. The most important part here is that it's automated, okay? Tournaments rely on a person who is unpaid, who is doing it out of their pure passion and soul for the game to organize this bitch or organize a tournament and basically be everyone's bitch. Tournament hosts are belittled. Their pooling team is constantly under scrutiny for no reason with no incentive outside of the love of the game. By creating an automated system, we don't have those issues. If you still want to host a tournament, that's cool. You just do that thing. I mean, all you, bro. You have to rely on them for the reliable execution of the experience. Yeah. ELO will be something you learn, a format that you enjoy. It's like McDonald's. Is that a good comparison? It's like Chipotle. All right? You go there because you know it's a great experience. You enjoy the food, and then you leave. That's it. You have it whenever you want. And then you shit yourself. Oh, credits. Below is the list of people who helped write this document, as well as videos, documents, Reddit posts, and articles that discuss ranked systems. Please contact the user H24 on Discord if you were forgotten in the credits. Nobody should be left uncredited. True. References. BMC 2025, February 17th. I wrote a trailer for The Vision video. BMC 2025, February 14th. Hi, Bubble Man. Let me tell you about The Vision video. Reddit. OSA League ranking system. Writers and feedback. Happy 24. Documentation of OSA ranked organizer, designer, code map. Me. Main concept. Ideas. Creator of The Vision. Bass! Feedback. Finder of issues. Structure. Lily. Lily. Feedback. Finder of issues. Naming. And document version control. View 1 was the creation of the document. V2 added the chapter of the idea. Point 3 added general document structure. This was created over the course of 3 or 4 days. Incredible. Anyways, chat. Obviously, this isn't entirely one-to-one with like what I have in my mind, but I'm glad that this has something on paper. I think the parts that still need to be figured out are like, sure, we figure out what it is in game, but how would like the music onboarding process be looking like? What budget can we allocate to do that? Where is that budget coming from, which involves monetization? Like, the risk that I will be taking is that we'll be launching the system, likely without OSU, and hoping that we get enough financial support by people who are compelled by our mission statement to support OSU artists, support OSU mappers, support OSU events, and give players an experience that I feel like would be awesome. That's it. The one thing I want to avoid entirely is that I don't want this to turn into a charity game. Like unless like somehow we make a collaboration with OSU specifically where by buying OSU supporter, you get some bonus features in this game, and it also helps commission music and also helps commission mappers and stuff. But then I'm giving that control to the OSU team. And like, I don't want to bottleneck the OSU team with like the babysitting of like managing mappers and managing artists and managing all this other stuff. And like maybe the stories and stuff. Like, I don't want to seek the OSU team's approval to get that stuff. I have ideas in my head of what I would like to see in the game, One of them, actually, no, I won't mention that. I want to have control over the content. And so I'm not sure if like having Osu's direct involvement into the wallet that significantly would be a good idea. Ideally, Osu would be, I would be paying Osu to have this system in the game. Ideally, but who knows? I don't think this will work at all without direct Osu implementation. You're simply just not going to get enough users. I agree. Honestly, I agree. But we'll see. I think Osu Laser has potential to do something cool. With it being open source, I'd like to believe, I don't actually know, but I'd like to believe that maybe we can make a mod and maybe someone installs the mod to their client that is legal in Osu terms. They then get access to all this stuff. That's basically what Minecraft ranked is, yeah? Who knows? Who knows? Exactly, Reaper. I don't want to do that shit either. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go to a single website, all right? And I just want to be able to boot up the game and be like, fuck it, let's run it down. Up. Let's run it up. Run it up. If this does happen hypothetically, what would happen with the current digit ranking system? I don't know. I'm not going to act like I have all the answers. Very likely, we're going to have to figure out a lot of these answers, a lot of these questions while we're doing it. So, yeah. Anyways, with that being said, the one big question is still like, what are ideas that people like? We first need to differentiate what is the core product that we are offering, all right? And then we need to figure out what is the premium product that we are offering. You know what I'm saying? And then based off of that, we need to see how much of this premium offering we can get while still maintaining a relationship with the Osu team. And if what the Osu team wants requires a lot of the premium offering to be dwindled to the fact that I don't have trust that we'll be able to reach our financial goals, then the entire project will likely die. That's it. Also, if you don't run it through Osu, you're going to be paying for massive server costs. That's why we need monetization. Listen, bros, we're trying to run a business here. Anyways, chat. The thing is, all right, I don't have all the answers. I don't even have an entire, like, on paper shit of what I actually think is cool. But, like, I don't know about you guys, but looking at this just makes me excited, dude. Like, seeing a screenshot of what could be, fuck me, man. Fuck me, man. What I think I'm going to do is allocate my budget for future, like, a year of a future roundtable and be like, fuck it. Let's see how far we can get with it, create a product, test it, see what the monetization actually is. Based off of how much money we bring in with that monetization, we then assess after like 1 year, can we fix it? If not, the project dies after 1 year and it's basically a roundtable project dead and then is what it is. If it succeeds, maybe we continue investing into it. Who knows? Have you even tried talking to Peppy about this? I'm not going to answer that question. I'll allow you to use your own common sense. As a person who's wanted this in the game for many, many fucking years, do you think I would have gone 3 years rambling about this without ever even talking to him about it? I'm just not going to talk about it.